Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to SPINDO's first quarter 2024 result call. We appreciate your time and interest to join this meeting, and we look forward to sharing our company performance with you. Keep in mind that this meeting is being recorded. Today, we have two agendas. We will start with an overview of SPINDO's performance for the first quarter of 2024 by myself, Felicia Priska, as Corporate Secretary and Investor Relation Associate. After that, there will be a Q&A session led by Pak Johannes as Chief Strategy and Business Development Officer, Corporate Secretary and Investor Relations, and also with Pak Teja Sukmana Hudianto as Vice President Director. Okay, so we will start with the meeting. Now, let's move on to the quarter highlight. The first quarter of 2024 is a quiet quarter. There is at least 10 official national holiday and common leave, making the first quarter with a short February month even shorter. In addition to that, there were several holiday and common leaves sometimes fall in adjacent to the weekend, making people incentivized to take extended holiday. There's the presidential election held on 14th of February, inevitably create a wait and see moment for entrepreneur and companies to ensure their aligned business direction with the elected winner, as there is no incumbent party in this election. All these factors are already expected and well anticipated by SPINDO, and as the result, even though the sales volume dropped by approximately 22%, SPINDO is still able to increase its net profit by 1.7%, while also improving receivable turnover to approximately 60 days and creating positive cash flow from operation almost to 480 billion rupiah. These achievements will enable SPINDO to strengthen its position in the coming quarters to perform even better. In this first quarter, we are also on progress of issuing Indonesia's first sustainability-linked bond, which is guaranteed fully by CGIF. These bonds will bear a AAA rating by Pevindo and thus making SPINDO access to broader investor base, have longer financing tenor, while maintaining efficient cost of fund. As most of these bonds issuance usage will be for refinancing short-term facilities, this corporate action will make SPINDO's financial structure even stronger to anticipate global uncertainties. The longest portion of bonds, which is 7 years, will also be used to supplement our internal cash flow to finance our new Unit 7 factory in Gresik. Additionally, other leverage ratios such as debt to equity ratio and debt to annualized EBITDA also improved to 0.67 and 3.2 times respectively. In this first quarter, we also progressed positively and strong in commercial aspects. We also strengthened our commitment towards sustainability aspects. Before we were granted by CGIF guarantee, one of the aspects rigorously inspected is our compliance in regards to environmental and social in addition to standard governance, also known as ESG, health and safety aspects, and we are thankfully able to fulfill global standards in regards to above topics. This is our graph for revenue, and for our revenue, we can see that the net profit is approximately 108.8 billion rupiah, and also our margin, our net profit margin is 7.9%, and the gross profit margin is 18.7%. Now, despite the declining global steel price during the first quarter of 2024, due to the slow China economic growth, SPINDO managed to maintain and improve its average selling price compared to the previous quarter in 2023. This favors also SPINDO's gross profit margin, and this is higher than the first quarter of 2023 gross profit margin. However, we need to closely monitor the effect of forex volatility in the last several weeks to ensure no weakening in purchase power. Our profitability margin is also boosted by operational efficiency. With the reduced leverage, yes, SPINDO managed to reduce its financing cost by 27.3% compared to the previous quarter, or 15.1% compared to the previous year. This also supports net margin expansion up to 7.9% and is in line with our full year 2024 target. This is our working capital. The liquidity ratios for the first quarter of 2024 is at 218%, while the debt equity ratio consistently decreased to 66%, effectively reducing our debt ratio. The quick ratio fluctuates due to the opportunistic use of cash to lower interest expenses. As of November of 2023, we get a credit rating of single A by PEFINDO, and the company aims to improve its solvency ratio to achieve a domestic single A plus rating within the year 2025 or 2026. Attaining a better rating is expected to result in reduced cost of funds and adjustments to maturity terms. Now, this is our funding structure. We are currently diversifying and balancing the funding sources. We are in line with our target of approximately 30% funding obtained from capital market. With the assumption of successful coming bonds issuance, which is the sustainability-linked bond, the short-term and long-term funding composition will be almost 50-50. This condition will enable SPINDO to operate more dynamic against short-term volatility while keeping the cost of fund manageable. Along with the reduced refinancing risk, minimized cost of fund, risk with fixed coupon instrument issuance, and consistent reduction in overall debt as a result of continuous inventory as well as collection management system, we are confident we can obtain a better rating in the near future. Now, this is our cash flow. Continuing the trend from the previous quarter, in first quarter of 2024, SPINDO booked a positive cash flow reaching up to 480 billion rupiah. Conservatively, the cash is used to reduce SPINDO's leverage. However, it is needed to note that previous year limited or even negative cash flow from operation is sometimes due to the early repayment of LC liabilities. This is done in order to save some interest expense. Now, we are also improving our shareholder returns by looking at the return of equity and return on asset. Temporarily slightly reduced ROA and ROE is due to the expected increase in inventory level. As of now, the company is still optimistic to reach its sales target in the late quarter of 2024, making the inventory level reduced and yield parameter improved. Now, as for the annual dividends, the company recently distributed dividends in August of 2023 and hopefully will distribute dividends annually, and the absence of dividends in 2018 to 2020 was due to the company undergoing a turnaround and facing COVID-19 issues. Now is the sales. We consider it laggard first quarter sales. As we can see, the direct distribution boost sales and margin. Sales of smaller batches through the depot typically contribute to higher profit margin. The sales mix also influences the customer payment profile. Now, with the addition of oil and gas and stainless steel pipes to the sales mix enhances margins. And the construction, infrastructure, and utilities remains the backbone of our product mix. So we can see the total sales volume of the first quarter is 77.3. Although this is behind the previous year, we are optimistic that we can increase it and and we can achieve our target of last year with 364.5 thousand ton, 364,000 ton. Now with the flexible purchasing, well, flexible raw material sourcing is a key of our competitive advantage. During this quarter, the company took advantage of the price of the raw material price from offshore suppliers while balancing purchases from local suppliers to shorten delivery times and secure raw materials for projects. As the global steel price is currently experiencing a decreasing trend, the company plans to exercise more prudent purchasing strategies. In the first quarter, we balanced the purchase of raw material in accordance to exploit global steel price weakness due to China economic condition. That is why with the first quarter, we rely more on imports rather than local suppliers. Now this is our now this is our the HRC local and import price and our black pipe average selling price. Uh, the above is to illustrate that is while the top line will be affected by the global steel price, Spindo's profitability can be improved due to Spindo's selling and marketing strategy, product quality, and purchase excellence. Our average selling price only dropped approximately 15% from its peak, compared to the import HRC, which dropped to 40% from its peak. Now we are to the next part, which is going forward. This is our strategy from 2022 to 2025. And by 2025, we are targeting to reach 500,000 tons of sales. Now, this is our plan for the upcoming months and years, which is the new product development, which is enhancing stainless steel pipe capability, which can be up to 8 inches. Unlike any other steel pipe that declined in the first quarter of 2024, the stainless steel pipe is able to increase its sales tonnage. This shows a strong market of which Spindo needs to exploit fully. We have also the ERW pipe expansion, which is up to 16 inches and with around 5,000 to 20,000 tons of monthly sales projected in 2026. Our Unit 7, which is in the process of construction in Gresik, will also be equipped with large diameter machine, enabling us to produce new product lineup that is previously supplied by our competitor, mainly in the oil and gas industry as well as construction. There's also the issuance of sustainability bonds and the continuation of our turnaround strategies, and also actively pursuing our vision, which is improving quality of life. Spindo will put more attention to its inclusivity, diversity, and equality issues in 2024. This year, we will launch a focused thematic CSR, such as providing clean water for people in remote areas, provide vacancy for certain disability, and better equality in Spindo's workplace. This is our updated photos of Unit 7 progress. This is currently we are building the warehouse. Now this is our the global market outlook. The global geopolitics is not getting any better with the Ukraine war and the escalation of Gaza war. In addition to that, China, as the world's second largest economy, still do not show any significant improvement. As US will hold its election in November of this year, more political certainty will unfold. While domestic prospect is much better, but overall economy is under a lot of pressure. Even though there are a lot of opportunities in domestic development, including IKM, domestic GDP growth is not without challenges. Inflation pressure due to global food price increase as the effect of El Nino and new government budgeting policy will affect the purchasing power. Nonetheless, Indonesia's economy is still expected to grow at least 5% in 2024. Government support is very much needed in this situation. Governmental policy is needed in order to ensure Indonesia's domestic manufacturing is thriving. Now, this is the global steel price, recently rebounded despite of the slowdown in China economy. China HRC price rebounded after a quarter-long decrease since January of 2024. And of Chinese New Year celebration may trigger general economy to move faster. Along with other raw materials such as coking coal and iron ore, uh, this also rebounded in the first quarter of 2024. This will create pressure for the steel price. As of now, global iron ore is detected by 4 big players, making the price less sensitive. Now, in Asia, the economy seems to be doing better. New orders from abroad expanded at the fastest pace for nearly 3.5 years. It's the higher export from China. The global market demand improved at the start of the second quarter, according to panelists. In turn, Chinese manufacturers raised their production levels at the fastest pace since May of 2023, though that still resulted in additional backlog accumulation. Subsector data revealed that the investment goods sector recorded the fastest growth across the measure of new orders, output, and backlogs. Now, this is in India. We can see that the India manufacturing PMI increased in the first quarter of 2024. We can see also that the strong manufacturing supported by the strong diplomacy. We can see that the imports from Russia is surprisingly grow almost 100% during April to July of 2023, while the US is still number one number one in the export. With the strong economy indicators in US, India will keep its best position to interact with both sides. Now, compared with the Western countries, there is the inflation is still considered high, making the Fed continue to pursue higher for longer scenario. Interest rate predictions have already diminished from 5 in the beginning of the year to now down to only 2. Even some only predict of one, one time. This condition increased the bond yield and mortgage rate. Apart from that, the labor market seems still very strong, making the Fed have no compelling reason to cut rate anytime soon. In the European area, it's also battered multidimensionally from the Ukraine war, illegal migration, climate change, making the hope of growth is marginal at least for this semester of 2024. Now we move on to the domestic market as the presidential election creates a wait and see climate in several sectors as predicted and affecting other players too. We believe that the domestic economy and demand is still strong. The continuation of IKN construction, and also nomination of 14 new National Strategic Project or PSN, including 8 industrial area, excites us and confident that SPINDO can play a significant portion in steel pipe requirements. While infrastructure and construction will still be our backbone of our industry, we also pursue sales in other growing industries such as electric vehicle and also oil and gas. Nonetheless, the weakening rupiah in the recent weeks due to stronger US dollar index does provide challenge to our customers as steel manufacturers and its downstream will pass on the FX difference to its customers, will pass on the foreign exchange difference to its customers. Fortunately, currently steel price is still relatively low, although it seems that the price does go up. We urge our customer to secure their requirement in order to avoid further double impact, which is rising steel price and also weakening rupiah at, at the same time. Now we move on to our sustainability. We have already installed the solar panel, as you have already known, in Plan 4 and Plan 6, and we plan to install more solar panels in all of our units. We also implement of GCG practices and also regular CSR activity. Now on the ESG initiatives in 2024, as I've talked before, SPINDO accelerate its action towards ESG initiatives such acceleration implemented in the operation team KPI, where all departments have target to reduce 10% of carbon footprint of Scope 1 and Scope 2. SPINDO also initiate additional CSR activity to support global sustainability development goals, especially in the sixth goal, which is providing fresh water for people with difficult access. The CSR is targeted to launch on around maybe August 2024 or late 2024, with also the issuance of sustainability linked bond. SPINDO also committed to generate more renewable energy by install more solar panels in our factories, with the target set conservatively at 35% increase in 7 years. And we want to reduce our carbon emission by 1,140.75 tons of CO2 by 2030. The planning, as we can see, are follows with the capacity of solar panel will reach 877 kWp kilowatt with by 2030. And this is our other ESG related projects. And for our guidance for the rest of 2024 is despite challenges, SPINDO's successful outcomes indicates a strategic trajectory with the expansion of sales force, diversification of funding sources, marketing strategies, evaluation of HR practices, improvement in operational aspects with an emphasis on IT assisted processes, and concentration on green manufacturing process. Now, amid the global uncertainty, we believe that Indonesia is relatively well positioned due to its commodity-based economy. And a more conservative approach is warranted to strengthen financial posture in anticipation of potential economic downturns. Now we are conservatively targeting gross margin and net margin of around 16% and 8% respectively. Now this is our projects. Now in the investor relation program, we are want to committed to a dividend payment ratio of 25 to 30%, and also communicating internal effort to achieve ROE of 10% to 15%. And we also want to intensify engagement with the domestic stock community, influencers, and also other investors to improve awareness of SPINDO's progress. Thank you for listening to the presentation. Now we can move on to Q&A, which will be led by Pak Johannes. If any of you have any questions, you can raise your hand or you can write it in the chat box.
Okay, thank you, Priska. Just to a little bit highlighting here on the first quarter, we see a little bit or quieter quarter, but yeah, it affects almost all aspects of sectors in Indonesia. So if we see year on year, we are glad that we don't see any major significant decrease in the net income, and we're quite confident that we can pursue the total tonnage to our target of 10 to 20% increase for as compared to last year. Okay, now for the questions. We have several questions already by the people who already okay. Still, favorite question on this quarter, Pak Teja. A lot of people questioning about how will IKN affect our sales, how much portion do we have, and what are we view about IKN projects going forward. Yeah, go ahead. Masih di mute, Pak. Sorry.
Yeah. For IKN, we always monitoring time to time. Yeah. So of course, it's a very potential opportunity also for us. And now we are speed up the project. And also, instead of that, we have to be very careful about the payment. So it's why we selectively will do it. We believe we have a strong position because we have inventory, we can deliver faster. So then now they are speed up because they have to finish several projects before the celebration of the Independence Day in 17 August. So that's why we believe we can involve more in this IKN, this opportunity.
Okay. About the size, Pak, do we have any expected size for the moment?
No, I don't
think so, yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, because there's still a lot of projects going on. Anyway, move on to the second question, Pak. In general, how do you see 2024, and what is the effect of foreign exchange to the performance of the company?
Yeah, basically, maybe last time we always explain about this foreign exchange issue. US dollar increase is one of the basically it's not the bad news. It's a good news also because everybody know when the US dollar increase, it means commodity price will increase, right? This makes some like more pressure for the customer to buy. Yeah, because they know when the US dollar increase, usually price also will go up. Yeah. So, but in our case, we are already predicting this kind of thing. Yeah, because we are watching time to time when we know maybe some possibility the Fed will not reduce the interest rate. and we see US dollar index also time to time, and we are preparing already. For example, our purchasing raw material from the China. So now we are using the Chinese yuan. So relatively more stable compared to US. And secondly, also now we are financing case. Also we found the dollar interest rate is so high, right? The US dollar interest rate compared to rupiah interest rate is not so much different. And we decided to use more financing in rupiah. Yeah, one of them is a bond, in rupiah bond. And also in a bank also now we are using mainly in rupiah. So this is help us also to reduce the currency risk. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Pak. So the management already kind of predicted the effect and prepared accordingly. Yeah, one of the effort is by issuing the bonds.
Yeah. Next, also we will so now waiting for the, as you know, there is several new mill. We start the production for hot coil in Indonesia. The newest one is started already trial production is New Asia International. So hopefully we can get more alternative instead of Krakatau Steel and Krakatau POSCO. So and then in June we heard another mill also will coming. Vaccine, yeah, vaccine is group of Jinsan in Morowali. So they're going to start commercial trial production in June. So maybe around July we will know the result, and we also we can start to buy some. Then hopefully because of the local supply is quite a lot, then maybe hopefully local price will be more competitive, then we can buy locally more.
Pak, a bit more on the foreign exchange, Pak.
Yeah.
So do you think the weakening of rupiah will change the margin of the company significantly?
No. Yeah, maybe. I mean, change mean there is two things, negative and positive. Change go up or change go down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly maybe go up. Yeah.
Yeah, because we already secured initially.
Yeah, because price will increase also.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Pak. We have a question from Pak Harudin. We have already answered the foreign exchange and interest rate. Yeah, interest rate. I think we already also touched on that. So just to reiterate, Pak Harudin, at the moment, I think please can you just show up the slide number 7, please. No, not that one. Nope, nope, not number 7. Yeah. Yeah. So Pak Harudin, as you can see, yeah, previously back in 2020, bank loan is dictate, 100% of our funding source. But going forward, we will take approximately 1/3 from the capital market. Yeah. So as you know, the capital market interest rate is usually fixed rate, likewise the bonds. Yeah. So we secure on that, and also the short and long term composition. You can also see in the pro forma basis in 2024, and going forward, it's going to be like 50-50%. And so if you know the what you call it, the short term is tend to be floating, whereby the longer one tend to be fixed as in bonds. Okay. Thank you. Question from Pak Subianto Chen. US plan to increase tariff for China steel. Is this an opportunity for SPINDO to increase export to US? And what is the export target in 2024? Pak Teja, you want to take on that?
Yeah, US basically we are still always monitoring. When our handicap to US is freight. Yeah, but basically, export steel, China export steel to US is already not so much. Only some special steel will be subject to the additional import duty tax from the Chinese, from the US government. But commercial steel is export is not so much because it's already there is anti-dumping, yeah, to the Chinese steel mill. So of course, there is still a chance, not only because of China and because of the others also. Yeah, but we will see. Hopefully, we can sell also with a better price, not with the low price. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Pak Teja. From Bu Mutiara, can asking about, is there any change in ASP, average selling price, during first quarter 2024? Yes, I believe as shown in the chart, global steel price for the first quarter is declining, but I believe there is a adjustment, but not much, ya Pak Teja ya.
Yeah, for first quarter, not much.
Yeah, if we see the graph, yeah, actually, again, the adjustments need to be made. But of course, as we know, lately the foreign exchange jumped. Yeah, I think from 15,700 to suddenly 16,200 something. So that's that eliminates the effect of steel price decrease. One question from YouTube. Pak Teja, is there any significant change from automotive demand? This question is, is related to the change in automotive from conventional engine to EV. Is there any significant change in the pipe requirement, Pak?
Yeah, we see currently still not yet. Not yet, because I see also the especially like for the EV still quantity not so much. Yeah, I don't know in the next year. But again, our policy, even though the market share, I mean the market is dropped. The volume is dropped, but we try to get the market share. So we still try to get our we are still believe we can able to grab the market share, yeah, from our competitors.
Yeah. Anyway, just to add a bit more, yeah, if we see, of course, the EV market now is growing very fast, but the aggregate amount is, of course, is not yet compatible to the conventional car. Yeah.
Yeah, EV, I think still a lot of people still hesitate about the EV. So we believe because I think no EV buyer is the first car buyer of the first motorcycle buyers. Usually they are buy the EVs for the second or third car. Yeah. So I think this is still takes some time. And secondly, we see the problem of EV is battery. Yeah. So what happen if how to what I say how to if battery have some problem, for example, to whom we can sell this kind of battery? Because this battery is one of the also the problem because I heard it cannot be recycled, right? Yeah, this is another issue of the environment issue also.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
of course, but there is actually that is the biggest challenge.
yeah,
Because we know that there's two type of handphones, Pak. Yeah, we have handphones that you can replace the battery, and handphones that you cannot replace the battery is uh, you know built in the handphones. Yeah. Somehow, general people prefer to have the phones that battery is replaceable by themselves rather than it's built in, because yeah, they perceive it as more expensive. Anyway, yeah, so EV is growing, but not yet there. We closely monitor this industry. Actually, we also call it also assist some manufacturers. Yeah. Thank you, Pak. And then another question also from YouTube. Um, Raw material. In general, how long the raw material from purchase to the production? Yeah, it's quite easy. I can answer. So, Pak Winston, yeah. So the general raw material is varies, yeah. In actual, because there is raw material that is exclusively used for projects, meaning that is one is received, it's immediately uh, used and then sold. Yeah, it's very short. But of course, we also have made to stock material that is we imported. For that kind of material, of course, there's time lag. Yeah. So the days of inventory right now, both raw material and finished goods, it's like approximately 300 days. Yeah. This increase is expected, as mentioned before, because the holidays and the common leave in the first quarter. But we are prepared for the second quarter and the next quarter where the orders come. Yeah, I hope that answers. Okay. 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 There's also a question from the listed uh, the 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 register. Pak Teja, what is the company plan on the return earnings? Wow, this is very strategic. We have a lot of return. You have a lot of return earnings. What do you plan to do with it? Yeah, Pak. That is the statement is correct, Pak. As of March 2024, we have return earnings of 1 point, no, 2.2 trillion, Pak.
What
Please.
some returning already used for the capex, right?
Yeah.
For our Unit 7 investment and also another investment. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So yeah. So now we are, as you know, every year now we also distribute the dividend. Yeah. So hopefully we can continue to distribute dividend.
Okay. With that be saying, Pak, so I just want to reiterate to everybody here, we do hope that, we can achieve the DPR target, but again, it needs to be decided in the AGM. Of course, your input is heard. Yeah, your input is heard, and we hope the AGM will vote for the satisfactory DPR for all investors. Okay. I don't see any other any other questions. Clear. Okay. Yeah, okay. We don't see any further questions, Pak Teja. And Priska, before you close, do mention about the company visit in July.
Yes, Pak.
Yeah, before you close, remind about
Oh,
the company visit in July.
okay. So there will be a company visit to our SPINDO Karawang factory, Unit 5, on 17th of July. If you would like to register or ask any questions regarding this company visit, you can email us at corsec@spindo.co.id, or you can also, I think it's through email only, ya, Pak. Or you
Yes,
can also contact Pak Johannes. There's the contact information in the slide.
yeah.
Okay, as there are no more questions, thank you for participants for joining this result call. Hopefully you can gain more insight to our company. Okay, so thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Teja.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Teja.